Assalamu alaikum. This video is in response to Freedom for Expression, who is posting up lies about wife beating in Islam. He uses this verse 434 to try and prove that Islam is degrading to women. First of all, women and men have equal status in Islam. It doesn't mean that the woman and the man should have exactly the same rights, because men and women are inherently different. Now, these verses in the Quran show that the chastity of both men and women are very important. Over here we see that both of them are punished equally for lewdness, which is a great sin in Islam. Chastity and honor is very important to a society. Now back to verse 34. Notice the delicacy and careful planning with which man is to approach his wife. It's very incredible if you think about it and reflect on it. It shows great wisdom. Note how the beginning stresses the man's duty by way of his strengths over a woman to protect and take good care of her at all costs. The wife in return has the right to guard her chastity, and if she is disloyal, by disloyal I mean committing ill conduct or lewd acts, then she is to be admonished first. When someone is disloyal to a nation, for example, it's called treason, and throughout history people have been killed for committing this crime, treason. By committing lewd acts, a man or a woman is committing treason against God, and that should be treated as a greater treason or a greater crime than committing treason against a nation. Notice, however, the woman is only to be warned, and the matter is to be discussed and made clear first. If you think about it logically for a second, before we move on, we have to discuss how exactly we define the problem. If in fact a man has a problem with his wife, if he has a problem with his wife, what kind of problem? I mean, if the wife is someone who can't cook or clean, or if she's lazy, or if she doesn't please the man sexually, or if she talks too much, or if she's just plain annoying, are these grounds on which the husband can beat her? This verse clearly says that it's not. You can't treat the wife with harshness unless they're guilty of manifest lewdness. There might be things that you don't like about them, but you have to be kind and respectful to them, because God makes things about them that are good as well. So getting back to verse 34, the problem that the husband would have to admonish his wife about would have to be about what's in the Arabic called nushuz, the word used in the Quran meaning disloyalty or ill conduct. The very lewdness that's underlined is something that could lead to grave immoralities that can further lead to adultery. Now, how can a man accuse a woman of lewdness? In the US, for example, women are called sluts, and many a times I've seen them take it as compliments, as meaning that they're attractive or hot stuff. If a man in America rapes a woman, for example, he'll most likely get a few to several months in prison, unless of course extreme violence was used. Read these statistics on rape yourself. In Islam, however, if a man rapes a woman, he is given the death penalty. If a man rapes a woman in Islam, he's given the death penalty. It shows just how serious Islam is when it comes to guarding the chastity and honor of a woman. So if the husband has a problem If the husband has a problem with the woman which deals with her being lewd or unchaste, he better think twice. If he can't bring witnesses, 4 witnesses, he's to be whipped 80 lashes, and his testimony can never be trusted, and he is wicked and rejected. In America, we see accusations against women all the time. It's become normal now. So I don't think it's seen as a very serious thing over here in the West, as far as my experiences go. I mean, look at the Salem witch trials, for example, when people were hung for being accused of being witches. I mean, these are the kind of evils that a society is exposed to when Islamic law is absent. But if the husband truly believes his wife committed a lewd act, he can testify 4 times and swear by God that he's telling the truth, under the stipulation that if he's wrong, the wrath of God should be upon him. And the woman, in her defense, can do the same. Women are innocent until proven guilty, and in her defense, she can do the same and avert any punishment from herself. As a matter of fact, you can't even discuss the remote possibility that a woman is unchaste among your friends or family without proof. If you don't have proof, then it's scandalous, it's backbiting, and that's worthy of a grievous punishment, according to the Quran. Of course, that's also the norm over here in the West. So it's not taken as seriously when regarding the honor of a woman. In Islam, it's taken very seriously. Allah makes it apparent again and again and again that the chastity and honor of a woman is incredibly crucial to society, and anyone who dares to dishonor her wrongly is in for a very grievous punishment, including and especially the husband. A woman's chastity is protection for her inside and outside the home, everywhere and at all times. Okay, now getting back to verse 34, suppose that the act a woman does is in fact harmful and scandalous. For example, let's say she's sitting alone with a strange single man and chats and flirts with him. If the husband sees it, he can't stand it, reasonably so. Most husbands over here in the West would have an outrage if their wives committed such an act, but Islam teaches patience, tolerance, and understanding. Again and again, this is a common theme in the Quran: patience and understanding. The husband is forbidden to degrade his wife or insult her in any way. He is simply to admonish her and discuss the matter with her kindly and calmly. Next, suppose the woman, for example, thinks differently. She can leave her husband whenever she so much as fears or even anticipates injustice in the least bit on her husband's behalf. Then to make a friendly and peaceful parting. The man is warned not to be swayed by greed, but to practice patience and understanding again here. Islam gives unprecedented rights to women, and that too 1400 years ago. It's an incredible thing, you have to admit. These rights are to this day extraordinary, and I can talk all day about the incredible rights of women in Islam, but I want to stay on this topic for now. Look to part 2 for the rest of this discussion.